Hi everyone! To my surprise, I have received an amazing comment to my previous video. I'm gonna read this out for you. If you're 50 miles from nowhere and you break a spoke on the Aero rim, how do you get the spoke nipple into the hole for the new spoke? Thank you. And I thought, well, actually, the answer is in the question itself. The nipple sits in a hole, so you just have to put it in. And then I thought for a second, and because this is actually a very tricky question. What the question is all about. The question is about Aero rims. This one is not an Aero rim, and there are several of them on the market. The whole purpose of the Aero rim is that the rim itself conceals these parts of the construction, essentially covering the nipple and minimizing the aerodynamic resistance of the wheel, at least in theory. So next to Aero rims, you can also get Aero spokes, and what exactly these are. So I got here myself round spokes, and theoretically they generate more forward wind resistance than specially thin Aero spokes. Another interesting feature of Aero rims is that they are manufacturer specific, and most likely in order to tighten the spoke within this rim, you'll need a tool which looks like this. And essentially, this is the tool that you would somehow put into a hole that will be here, and kind of you would turn it to get the spoke to the desired tension. This is the critical piece of equipment that you need to carry with yourself on the ride. However, you are riding in the middle of nowhere. And it's not just about the tools that you carry with you. It is about space, and it is about weight. And this is when you need to get smart. You see, on the trail, the biggest thing which sits in the backpack is actually not the tools, it's actually water by weight. I've been riding mountain bikes for 15 years by now. So on your typical 6-hour trek, you would end up drinking anything between 3 to 5 liters. So essentially this is 1 camelback plus bottles that you need to carry with you. It's actually quite a heavy gear. So on a trail in the middle of nowhere, probably you will be fighting to reduce the number of items that you carry with you to maximize the amount of water you can carry with you. So when I was a beginner mountain biker, I was also concerned that my wheel will fail in the middle of a trail. Well, because you ride on a gravel road, you ride across streams, rocks, roots, you name it, you ride through the drops, and the wheel is the point that actually contacts the road. This is the part that actually takes the first force of impact. So of course you want to have it sturdy, and of course there are non-nil chance that it will fail. So rather than carrying the tools to fix it in the middle of the road, I decided that it is a far better idea to build a wheel which is unlikely to fail. And it goes with selection of 2 important components. The rim. So this is Enduro type rim, which is meant for serious downhill racing to begin with. The second element is the number of spokes that actually sit on this rim. This is a 36 spoke rim. Your standard mountain bike probably will be 32, and this one has 4 more than standard. And on top of that, these spokes themselves, these are DT Swiss triple butted spokes. So they are actually thicker here at the point with the rim, with the hub actually contacts the spoke, and they get thinner here and then get a little bit thicker at the point where they enter the rim again. This is essentially a bulletproof rim and a bulletproof wheel, which is extremely unlikely to fail. So this is a practical solution. So what tools do you need to fix this rim if it will fail? None, because chances are it will pretty much slim.
There is another interesting consideration. If you think that you can buy a wheel and buy components to it and then repair it if it breaks down, chances are it's not going to work for you. You actually need to know how to put the bicycle wheel together, because it is not as simple as it looks. And here on this machine that I have for 15 years, almost everything is replaced from the original, except probably the frame. Now, in order to fix it, well, what you need supplies. And this is like, small supplies I carry with me. And you need to have a bunch of tools, which weigh probably 20 kilograms. The question was how to fix Aero rim if the rider is 50 miles, which is probably 80 kilometers, in the middle of nowhere. Well, the point here is probably the rider would be better off by selecting a more fit wheel for the job. A wheel which is far more sturdy, less aerodynamically efficient, but damn difficult to break. If you want a safe ride, you better be better off if you are an underachiever. If you would configure your bike to use components which are sturdier than you probably need for your ride. And what this means, that means that sturdy components are less likely to fail. And working components means that you are riding it rather than fixing it. So here's the message. Do proper maintenance, configure your bike for the ride, and buff it against the failure. And trust me, proactive maintenance is always more fun than roadside repair. On this note, I wish you a safe ride and enjoy the country.